Okay, yo. So we're going to make a glitchy, splashy, bubbly texture that you hear a bunch in psybient and works really well in like minimal techno and minimal house. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with an operator. I'm going to change my oscillator 1 to a square D. I'm going to change the filter type to morph. I'm going to bring the resonance up to about like 40. And then I'm going to write in a little riff on a super low note. That sounds good. Okay, this should work. Okay, next I'm going to modulate the frequency, and I'm just going to record in a modulation. I'm also going to bring the resonance up to about 55. Disarm the track to record. Okay, so now I'm going to add in an auto filter. I'm going to change the filter type to morph as well. Bring the morph up to about 47-ish. And bring the resonance up as well to maybe 75. And then we're going to record in the automation for this frequency as well. Okay, and now I'm going to add in a vocoder. Change the carrier type to pitch tracking. Now, so here's a weird part with the vocoder is it has this glitch in it where with the pitch tracking carrier in the vocoder, is sometimes it catches a frequency and it sticks on it when you move the frequency around inside it for a little while. And that's actually what we want because you kind of get like a richer sound that way. So I'm going to change these frequencies around a little bit until it catches one. You'll hear what I mean. There it is. That's it. I just had to move it a little bit. And we get that robotic sound. So now the next step, well, actually first let's change the bands to 40. Now the next step is to kind of find the sweet spot that's going to give us that watery effect we're looking for. And I'm going to do that with a mix of depth and formant. So first I'm going to just chop off a little bit of that low because we don't want all of that in here. Then I'm going to start playing with these two parameters to see where we want to go. So you kind of got to play around with this one to get the exact right effect, and it varies depending on what bass you put in. But once you get a hang of it, you can find it relatively easily. It's pretty sweet. So I'm going to stick with that. And I'm going to go ahead and record this to an audio track next. So we'll just take an audio track and set the bass as the input and record it. Then I'm going to consolidate that audio track. And the main thing that does is that normalizes the volume, so you can go into the audio and bring the volume to zero, and now you have a normal level. Then we're going to try and take some of those ultra resonant frequencies out in the mid-range. So we'll do that with the EQ8. Okay, so I just brought the EQ8 up, the low cut of the EQ8 up to about 400 hertz. Cut out some of those mid-lows, and then I want to put a limiter on here. Bring it down to about negative 15 dB. Let's put a compressor on it to squash it. Okay, then we're going to put in a delay. Going to move the filter up to a high pass, change the sync to 4, bring the dry wet down to maybe 30-ish. Okay, and then we're going to do one more delay. This time I'm going to take it off sync and put it on free time. Bring like a mid-high pass up in the frequency. Dry wet down a little bit as well. Let's actually change that first delay to ping pong while we're at it. Change this one to ping pong too. Sounding pretty sick. And then one last thing I'm going to do to this second delay to put some extra little like crispy crunchy weirdos on top here. So I'm going to put an LFO on the delay rate. So first, let's set this LFO to random. Set the rate to about 3/16-ish. Set the smooth up to like maybe 67. And then change the low end to 30. And then map it to the left delay time. Okay, sick. So that's basically it. Now you've got some weird, splashy, glitchy things to put in your music. There's a lot of capability for variation in this. If you grab a different bass and put it in, you're going to get a different sound. Use ones that have a lot of overtones, dubsteppy, crunchy basses, and then play around with different filters and modulation to get weird frequency changes out of the bass before you put it in the vocoder, and you get more interesting results. But anyway, let's go ahead and throw this on a beat.